Chapter 22, 1962 and 63. Sitting in the hospital bed, waiting for Bentley to return, Lillian had just realized that she told this man she would marry him. But she had never dated him. If moving to New York spontaneously would be shocking to everyone back in Pecan Grove, this news would really spin some heads. Even though she was surprised at herself and her quick decision, she felt safe with him. She felt secure with her choice. Lillian knew how intelligent he was, how gorgeous he was, recognized his athletic build, his smile, and it didn't hurt that he was loaded. All the obviousness and superficials aside, this man knew how to care for and respect a woman. Grand-mère always told her, "You don't want to end up with a man you're crazy about. You want one who's crazy about you," she said. "Lulu, when you are head over heels for a man, he knows he's got you. Then he fills your belly with a baby and you're stuck. He can get away with messing around, ignoring you, and you'll do nothing about it. But if he's the one who's crazy about you, that's the keeper." Lil knew there was some validity in Grand-mère's words because, heck, Grand-mère was so wise in so many ways. These thoughts also frightened Lillian because although he was head over heels for her, she felt the same way about him. Ben came by to pick her up when Lil was released from the hospital, and just like he said he would, her own apartment was ready and waiting for her. He had it all set up with furnishings, food, toiletries, and everything. The two of them went together to get her belongings from her room at the women's residence, where she had resided the entire time she'd lived in New York until now. Of course, he had to wait out in the car while she went up alone because males were not allowed inside the building. The first real bout of sadness didn't actually occur until she had been living in her own apartment for a few months. Others would follow over the next few years, but before then, she would work little passive-aggressive comments into random conversations, even when the context was not pertinent. Not that passive-aggressive comments are ever truly appropriate in and of themselves, but Ben let her do it. Somehow he understood that she was merely venting. Even still, he would frequently try to fix it. There was the time when Ben assumed that Lil was missing her dance career and would be captivated by attending the ballet. Boy, did he miss the mark. He bought tickets to the ballet, and they went. After planning for weeks what she would wear, Lillian slipped into a sleek red number with red pumps to match. Her hair was done up in a flip bob with a side bang swooped across her forehead. Thick falsies adorned her eyelids, and the look was completed by rhinestone jewelry and a crimson red lip. Lil made sure some of that Nina Ricci L'air de Temps eau de toilette made its way behind her ears and onto the insides of her wrists. She looked so sharp, it's a wonder that people didn't ask her for her autograph when she graced the auditorium with her presence. Looking magnificent and smelling like $1,000,000 could not prepare Lil for the night she would encounter. The extent of emptiness Lillian felt as the first ballerina took stage until the last one left was indescribable. She experienced crushing pain as her heart broke. She mourned her high kicks, her dance career, Sophia's compliments, the adrenaline rush that consumed her when the audience connected with her work. Lillian grieved it all. She cried straight through the entire presentation. She never got loud or anything, but she sobbed all night. The lady of the couple next to them offered her a tissue at one moment. She offered to walk Lil to the powder room on the other instance. Ben simply whispered to the lady, "I think it might be the wine." The lady nodded and smiled with him as though they kept their own little secret. The car ride home was extremely silent. After Lil was securely seated in the Aqua 1963 Volkswagen Carmen Gia, Ben walked around to the other side, entered the vehicle, sat down, and prepared the car lighter to illuminate his cigar. Not angry at all, he was disturbed and wished to figure out how to help his bride-to-be. When she got to her apartment, Ben walked in to make sure of her safety. Without closing the door behind her, Lil ran directly to her bedroom, snatching a shoebox from beneath her bed. She ripped the lid from it. She grabbed her tap shoes and began cutting the leather uppers with a pair of pinking shear scissors fairly violently. Having followed her in with super patience and understanding, Ben slowly yet firmly removed the shears from her hand and engulfed her entire body into his own with an enormous embrace. Ben did not release Lillian's body for several moments. She couldn't escape it if she tried because her arms were pinned to her sides as part of his capture. No attempt was made by her to retreat from this loving intervention. Her head and body rested lifelessly into him. Lil cried a deep guttural bawl with the most intensity imaginable. Of course, she was missing Dance and her family. She also felt like her purpose in life had been stripped from her. In addition, everyone who knew of and respected her vast other talents had either died or been banished from her life by her own choosing. Lillian wanted to continue to thrive, but was unsure of how to accomplish that without Dance. When Bentley was finally able to get Lil to collect herself, the first thing he did was try to straighten the one crooked false eyelash on her left eye. Failing twice, he gave up on the lash, and as it fell into his hand. For the sake of balance, Ben then grabbed the right one and gave it a yank. "Ouch! A little gentleness, please." Ben said, "Why would you glue lashes to your eyelid when you have eyelashes underneath? I kinda don't feel sorry for you if it hurts coming off." Lil smiled, almost laughing at herself. This broke some of the tension in the air. He escorted Lil out onto the sofa and asked if she would talk with him for a while. She agreed, and they did. "You were hurt by a criminal, Lil. It was not your fault. I know that saying that doesn't change the fact that it happened, and we can't undo it." "Yes, Ben, and I'm the one who has to live with it, knowing that I will never be able to do the one job I adore, and that I have no more worth or purpose is the most horrible fate this life could have offered me. Lil, I have a piece of property with a small building on it. It's vacant. Would you enjoy setting up a dance studio where you could teach young people to dance? You have told me you would like to be an inspiration to teens. You can help make their dreams come true the way yours came true." "My dream ended, Ben," exclaimed Lil forcefully. "Who is the negative Nelly I'm engaged to? You earned a spot on Broadway. You traveled to foreign countries to dance. And you yourself said that Sophia always made the other girls watch and imitate your moves. Don't allow that criminal to take anything else from you. You are good enough. You're a light in this world and so very worthy. Lil ruminated on what he had said for a moment as silence began to take over the conversation. She scanned through the Rolodex in her mind. She recognized her other talents that had been shoved to the side for dance. It was now time to pull something, besides dance, out to the forefront for the benefit of herself and others. Then Lillian hesitated with anticipation of how he would receive her request. Instead of opening a dance school, can you possibly send me to college? Lillian shocked herself for asking this and got a chill down both arms. That is one thing I kind of wished that I had done. If I'm going to inspire youngsters on something, it should be something I can still do. I would thoroughly enjoy teaching English in junior high or high school. Would you really? To Lil's surprise, Ben was quite taken by this request. He had that eager look in his eye, the one that gave away the fact that he had a thing for a schoolteacher image. It's a thing. It's a real thing. Look it up. I think it's the eyeglasses or something. Lillian walked over to the one bag she had not unpacked from her old place and pulled out the oldest looking tattered notebook. It was the kind with the black and white marbled cover. The pages reminded Ben of his grandma's Bible, the one she read all the time. These are my writings from forever. Some of them are poetry, some are quotes, and short stories make up the difference. Writing is my number 2 passion, which now has to be switched to my number 1 spot. Ben took the notebook and thumbed through it quickly, asking her to read something to him. Handing it back, he enthusiastically expressed, "Go ahead, read your favorite one." "You sure, Ben?" "Once I get started," Ben quickly blurted, as to purposely interrupt Lil. "Yes, please recite something or read it to me." Lillian lifted the notebook and pretended to read. "Roses are red, sunflowers are yellow. I'm not going to read a poem to my fellow." After chuckling a little because she caught him off guard, Bentley said, "No, really, I'd love to hear one from your mouth. Me reading it for myself would not do the justice it deserves." Lillian seemed to get into a more serious character and began with, "It's called Branch Out. Branch out, not just from the trees, from parts of me, bronchioles carrying air, used by veins, flowing blood to and fro, oxygenating synapses, dendrite, soma, axon, through stem to brain, causing optic nerve to see, rain, pouring waters into the filtering branches of my kidneys and into tributaries branched out from rain, lightning, branching out, shining, electrifying, wires branching out, providing power across cities like arteries and freeways where we drive our cars, hood to trunk, trunks deeply rooted, connecting branches, ramus and twig, branching out, no longer a stalk, it leaves you branched out." While ending the poem, Lil stood, her body a stable tree trunk, with arms stretched out like branches, hands wide open like jazz hands, fingers spread, resembling a neuron. It's everything, all of us. You and I will perch on a branch of a family tree, with our kids adding more branches and their kids adding more, and so forth it goes. That's some deep stuff, Ben said with a slow and low tone. Read another one, he said with a little burst of energy in his voice. She did. Hurricane, did you mean to cause such pain? Audrey, dear, we were visiting with friends when you ravaged through Basile. You devoured houses and cars alike. Must have drunken our power and lights. Is that what made you so ill, made your tummy ache? The vomit you spewed caused a flood. Some people couldn't survive. Should have thought before you acted, before you wrecked our entire lives. What's this one about? Is a hurricane eating the town or something? Ben asked almost jokingly. We went to visit friends and a hurricane took my parents in 1957. Oh, Lil, I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking. Please forgive my insensitivity. It's okay, Ben. Get some sleep, Lil. I'll take you down to apply for school in the morning. With that, Ben kissed Lil softly on the forehead and left for the night. Shortly thereafter, Ben and Lil were married, and she continued to pursue her bachelor degree. Over the next few years, college was a good temporary fix to all that Lillian had experienced. She still missed her dance career, but maintaining her 3.9 GPA kept her occupied, busy, and even offered her some personal fulfillment. There was only one thing Lillian allowed to distract her from her studies while she went through school: loving on that fine husband she had and the 3 results of it.